Hello, and welcome to this week's Cari Connects. I am Cari Muggs, and each week I pull a card from a deck and let you know what's coming up for that week and the signs and symbols to watch for. And as always, we are using Colette Baron-Reid's deck and Alberto Villato's The Shaman's Dream. So we have quite a bit to go through too. So here we go. This week is deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. So this doesn't mean take a break. I wish it did. Wish it did, but it doesn't. It just means remember, listen to spirit. Just listen to spirit. Remember last week when I was talking about how I got sick, or was that in my podcast? I can't remember. I get them mixed up sometimes. And I was talking about how if I don't listen to spirit and I don't pay attention to spirit, then like I knew I needed to slow down. I knew I needed to calm down, but I didn't listen and I didn't pay attention. And I just thought I could do it. And then I had a mono relapse and I just went down. This is kind of that same thing. If you're getting the nudge, if you're meditating, if you know something keeps pushing you and you just keep ignoring it or you keep putting it off, this is spirit telling you, listen to it, or it's gonna, and I'm not saying it's gonna knock you out because it could be something different. It could be that you need to listen to it, because if you don't, it's just going to be thrown up on you. So like if you want to start a business, or if you've been pushing and saying, okay, when am I going to start? When am I going to do this? And then all of a sudden it's like thrown up on you and you either make or break it. That's what's going to happen. So this week it's telling you to really listen to what spirit is talking to you. That doesn't mean you have to take a break to listen. It means you have to do what you've been practicing. Now you need to put into practice the meditation. You need to be able to listen to spirit while you're doing normal things, while you're doing everyday things. You need to pay attention and live in the now and listen to what is being told to you now. So if you're busy with kids, you're busy with your career, you're busy with lots of stuff, running errands, and you're getting all these signs and you're not paying attention, Spirit's saying this is the week to pay attention. Make sure you're paying attention. Now, deep quiet, that kind of means too, take some time to meditate. Start really, and I've told you guys, I act like but it's my too. I act like I tell you guys over all the time, but honestly, meditation is it. You got to meditate. You got, some people might not, and meditation doesn't mean you sit for an hour. Like I really started my meditation when I was running. That's when I started my meditation. And that's when I realized there was a meditative state, because that's when I was living in the now and paying attention to what was going on now. And so sometimes, yes, I meditate every day. I meditate, but it could be running one day and the next day could be I sit in quiet, or the next day could be doing automatic journaling. Your meditation doesn't have to look the same every day. I have a mask, a red light mask that I like to wear every day for 20 minutes. I usually meditate during that, but I also run. So sometimes when I run, I am in a meditative state, but I also will make sure sometimes once in a while that I journal and that I do automatic writing. So you don't have to do all the same thing in one day. You can do different things. So if days that I can't run, because I don't run every day, I might automatic journal, or days that I don't automatic journal, I can, when I have the mask on, I make sure I meditate. It can look different every day. And sometimes that's good because you don't want to get in the monotony of doing the same thing every day and you don't look forward to it. So this week really is about just trying to find the answers, the meditation, and in the stillness, in the chaos. We talk about this. I feel like we talk about this all the time during the crazy times. You know, sometimes I do say take a break. Sometimes I do say really, really take a break and pay attention. But this week, Spirit's saying it's not going to quiet down. It's going to be kind of crazy and busy, but make sure you can hear them. Hear Spirit in the chaos. Hear Spirit in the quiet. And honestly, I tell people all the time that's what meditation does. Sometimes when you do meditate, you don't have extreme awesome occurrences during meditation. Sometimes you do, but most of the time meditation just teaches you that when you do see spirit or you do see the signs, you can tune in. So it kind of puts you in that zone right then and there. So watch for the signs, watch for the stillness and the quiet, and sit in quiet sometimes. Some people don't like to do that. I know my kids don't. Some of my kids don't. They like white noise. I liked white noise as a kid because it helped me not be able to hear the spirits. But sometimes just sit in the quiet, because a lot of people don't want to sit in the quiet because they're scared or they're afraid of what they're going to hear. But really try just being in the quiet. Sometimes that's hard. If you have little kids, you can't even go to the bathroom and be in the quiet. So make sure that maybe you wake up 10 minutes before they do, or you go find some quiet time after you put them to bed. It doesn't have to be a half hour. It doesn't have to be an hour. It can be like 2 or 3 minutes of just being in the quiet and really paying attention to what's going on. Now, I would love to say that the signs and symbols are awesome, but obviously one of the signs and symbols is purple. And this is an outline of a person. So I'm talking about the card. So if you're listening on my podcast, there's an outline. It's all purple. So purple is one of the colors. Orbs. Orbs is going to be a big thing this week. Now, this is an outline of a person, and this is their hand. So hands, I don't know. That's a really weird sign, hands. But I mean, we've had weird signs before, like swords and things like that. So if you see like glass, or I don't know, like any kind of, what is that crystal kind of hand? This looks like one of those, like the clear quartz kind of crystal like this. Or it also kind of looks like like one of these. So if you see one of these, this is acrylic crystal quartz. That would be selenite. I think there's selenite too is part of that. This is selenite. I think that's how you say it. And so if you see any of that, that will be a sign. That would be counted as a sign. But this is a finger. He's pointing up the finger like this. He or she. There's an outline of a person, and they're pointing up their finger like this. So if you see this kind of symbol in a hand, that counts. Also, there's a really bright light orb at the top of the brain, which means connection. It means opening up, listening. So prayer, we talk to spirit. We talk to spirit. But the opening the crown chakra is when spirit talks to us, and this is what we're focusing on this week, is when spirit talks to us. So the crown chakra. So anything that has to do with the crown chakra can be a sign. Anything that has to do with orbs, or anything on top of any, if you feel tingling on top of your head this week, or feel anything like that, that counts. That's not a lot of signs. 1111 is perfect for this. 1111, lots of people are seeing this because they're starting to awaken. They're starting to monitor their thoughts. They're starting to know that there's something outside themselves. They're starting to know that there's spiritual stuff going on in the world. So 1111 a lot of times will mean that you're starting to have an awakening, or a lot of times it will mean that you're manifesting what you're thinking, which is perfect for that. And also meditation and silent. So 1111 is perfect for that. So if you keep seeing 111 or 1111, or even just the number 11, know that this is probably spirit trying to reach out. Just pay attention to what they're trying to say. It's all fun and games when you're like, oh, that's spirit. And we've been talking, you've been here long enough, or if you haven't, that's okay. But seeing feathers, seeing dimes, that's all great. But let's start having conversations. Let's start asking spirit, okay, what do you mean? You don't need, it's not like asking for sign of your signs. That's like, okay, I see this sign. Well, I want a sign of your sign. Just say, okay, I see this sign. Could you elaborate? Could you communicate or let me know? And then start listening to lyrics of songs, number sequences that show up. Start to really try and communicate with spirit. And this is why automatic writing is so good for this. Kind of determine what's yours and what's spirit. How do you know, your imagination or your intuition? So I want you to practice that this week, because there's going to be times this week that spirit needs you to listen in the chaos. It's not going to calm down, but listen in the chaos. Okay. Things coming up. I am working on some stuff. I sat down this week but I, again, told you guys, I think that in my podcast or last week, that this year is also about taking care of me, because last year was super hard. And so I'm going to figure out what I want to create for you. And then I'm going to take classes and figure out how to create it for you. I need to learn how to do some things. So if I want to have a mediumship circle for you, I need to go to one so I can figure out how to do it. If I want to teach you one-on-one, I need to figure out how Spirit wants me to do that. If I want to teach classes, there are some classes that that I've got on the board that I want to do, but I need to make sure that I'm capable of doing that. I don't want to lead you down the wrong path. So those are the things coming up. Podcasts every week still on Spunky Spirit. You can go to the Spunky Tribe. I have a Facebook group where you can talk about these things. It hasn't been very active the last 2 months because I've just been posting the podcasts and the Cari Connects, but I think I want to change that. I think I'm going to start posting more in there to get more communication going. So if you have any ideas about that, let me know. I love you guys, and I hope you see these signs and symbols this week, and I would love to hear all about them. So I'll talk to you guys next week.